essentially I'm marvelous and you're marvelous. I'm the moments. Yeah, I would say most people would think you're more marvelous than me.
I think we're both equally marvelous. Everyone's equally marvelous, okay?
Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 20 of the Marvelous Moments podcast. It's been a while since you last seen me and Cynthia together, but we've been busy doing nonstop shoots because I don't know if you know, we do all types of photo shoots, from other podcasts to graduation shoots to everything in between.
Now even a music video.
Well, shh,
Oh,
that's on the secret.
well.
Super deal. But new projects are on the way, so stay tuned for that. But if you've ever seen one of our photos and thought, I told the couple how to pose, well, there's a pretty good chance I didn't.
And if you've ever seen one of our wedding videos and thought that he did all the photo directing, you're probably wrong again.
Like, I don't know what people actually think when they see us together when we're shooting, because a lot of people just think you're just the wedding planner. So they don't realize that, no, she's actually a photographer too. Like, we grew the photography thing together. So,
But more importantly, not only am I a photographer or a second shooter, but I'm the photo director. So I think when people see me, they automatically assume that I'm there for day of coordination. But actually, most of the time, I'm there as the second shooter and the photo director.
yeah, so I want you to kind of explain exactly what you do when we're on a shoot together or when we're even at an event doing photo and video. Because most of the time, we will get hired for photo and video without the coordination aspect. And
Right.
that's why we're trying to tell clients, like, we want to coordinate and do photo video because we see when everything is flowing like that, it's a better experience. But explain to them, since we're just mainly talking about marvelous captures, what do you do on the photo video side?
So when it comes to photo video, for example, if it's just a photo shoot, the day before, a couple weeks before, whatever, I start picking out poses for the couple. So I'll have poses in my mind of what I want the couple to do, as well as short clips, things I want them to do, interactive things like, you know, maybe twirl in a circle, dance with each other, natural movement.
Yeah, because I'll go on Instagram and I'll send you these inspiration ideas, and then you'll look for these twirls, the inspiration, because it's not the same twirl every time, is it?
No, it's different every single time, and every couple is different. So everything always comes out differently as well. But so that would be a photo shoot. I'd get some poses as well as some directions, different things I want them to do, some action shots. And then when it comes to a video, now that comes in more in depth because based on the couple and the type of video we're trying to make, I want the action shots to match the storyline. So I'm thinking about the edit before I even decide how I'm going to pose and direct that couple.
Exactly. And that's why we work together as a team, because I kind of realized when I first started doing the photography thing, like, I don't know if a lot of people remember the overall origin story of how I became a photographer, but it all started with Marvelous Moments. We wanted to start a wedding planning business, and I realized we need marketing content. How do we grow our business? How do we get a bride to trust us? And you need photos and videos. You need to have a connection to a photographer.
Especially now in this social media age, everything's about what you can show, visuals.
And then as I started the photo, I realized, wait, Reels had just started, with Instagram and TikTok were going with the Reels. So they were heavily pushing the Reels, and you can see there was a push away from just regular standalone photos to videos.
It was literally like as soon as you learned one skill, it was like, bam, now you need to learn another one because that's how fast the industry is changing now.
Yeah, because originally we were thinking maybe we could just do wedding photography and wedding planning, and then it became wedding photography, wedding videography, and planning because
And content creation now.
yeah, and that's how Captured with Vishan came into about too, because we noticed a lot of other content creators were going, and sometimes the clients would be like, well, we can't afford wedding videography. We're going to go with the content creator instead. And nothing against the content creators. I love their work too, but the wedding video, because our wedding was our inspiration and we didn't get wedding video. So every time I go back to our wedding anniversary, I have no video to pull from. Our photos are nice, but it's, to me, I would always tell clients, if you had to choose one, choose video.
Yeah, I think I've experienced that now too. I wish that I could go back in time and choose video. I think it was, I miss that. I miss not having those.
But it's hard to say no photos, but you will always get photos because somebody will have iPhone.
Yeah, no, for sure. Things have changed. Like it's always that if I knew then what I know now. But when you take photos and videos, what made you decide, okay, well, I don't want to be the person directing. I think I need a second person for that. And then you decided to go with me. So tell me a little bit about how you made that decision.
Well, since we started from the very beginning, we would do photo shoots in the park. I remember us meeting up at like Claremont Waterfront, and we would do photos. And over time, I realized that because there's a specific lens that I like to shoot on. I like to use the 85
Mm.
prime, and the 85 prime makes me stand very far away, and the client has to be like so far. So for me to say, "Hey, can you change?" It's just too much. So I noticed just having a photographer director there. And even when I was in the learning process, I was learning from some other photographers, and they were doing a photo shoot on us, and he was using an even longer lens. He was all the way across the yard, and we're trying to do a family photo shoot, but we don't know how we look.
And we can't hear him. Any directions he's giving us, it's like we can't hear what he's saying. So
And that was actually, now that I really remember, that was the true moment that I decided, wait, no, photography cannot be a one-man job. It always must be a two-man job, regardless of the skill level of the photographer. Yeah, I've seen photographers who are solo who do amazing.
there are some people that are extremely talented. They do both, and it comes out really nice.
I tend to hire those guys and I bring them on to your wedding because I like to bring other professionals with me. But I just noticed that having you there and not having you hold the camera, like you'll be a backup shooter or a second photographer for me if necessary, but I prefer to just have you as the photo director. Because having the photo director is so crucial because clients are coming up to you, they're looking to you and asking you, "Are you ready? Okay, how are we looking?" And I can't look at the camera, look at you, look back at the camera, adjust my flash, and then make sure everything is flowing all in that same time span, especially at like a wedding, an event where you got back-to-back tables coming up and everybody wants to get their photo. But if Cynthia's there now and she's like, "Okay, everyone go over here. Let's adjust this. We're gonna count down from 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right, you guys. Next couple." It's such a different experience compared to what I've noticed when you just go by yourself because the photographer's silent, he's shooting.
So, Vishan, when I'm with the couple and I'm posing them, what are your thoughts? What's running through your mind behind the camera?
I'm honestly just trying to get the composition right. And what I mean by composition, I mean like the perfect frame, everybody's in the right spots, the light's hitting them in the right area. Because when you take the photo, you have to put the certain things in the right area. If you don't, you can get an okay photo, but you can get a dynamic photo if you just have the settings correct.
Now that I've actually been learning photography more as the photographer, I know exactly what you're saying. So I'm going to try to explain it a little bit better. So there is a delicate balance, especially when you're having a photo shoot in regards to the experience also that people are having. So as you're trying to get the composition, the lighting, the people in the right spot, the background image blurred or not blurred just right, there's a lot of gaps in time. And so, in order to make sure that that experience doesn't become awkward, I'm there talking to the people, going back and forth, just getting to know them a little bit more and just kind of filling that awkward silence. And then we have cues since we've been working together so long. And I'll be like, so I can tell when you're not ready yet and you're not quite there, but you just need a couple more seconds. So we kind of riffed off each other really well with that.
And that's why it's the beauty of working in a two-man team because at these events, it can get hectic. There's a lot of
Mhm.
people, and you're trying to get the coverage. And just to give a little bit more breakdown on how I shoot my photos, as just like the way I use my equipment and everything like that. Obviously, you can use. There's so many ways to shoot the photos, and just the way I do it, I'm able to produce these results that I personally like to my eye. And that's why I bring for my clients because I only want to bring you the best quality I can bring every time. Yeah, I could take it easy, put a little flash speed light on the camera and do it like that. Nah, I'm extra and I like to bring my other flashes. I bring like 3 or 4 flashes on top of my 3 or 4 cameras just for this one event because I just want to have range, dynamic, give you the variety of shots because what if you want the background blurred out? What if you don't want the background blurred out? What if you have no idea what I'm talking about with the background blurred out? So it's just like when you see the gallery and
Which I didn't know at the beginning.
so when you see the gallery and you have so much dynamic range of all these photos from your decor photos to your portraits to your actual event coverage photos, I want you to feel like, whoa, this is nice. This guy actually took the time to like find the right shots and knows what he's doing.
Mm. And the fact that we're also the photographers, the coordinator, the director, we started this business, but you have to understand that when you have a business, it's not just about assigning roles. Like the photographer isn't just the photographer, the coordinator isn't just the coordinator. You have to look at your team, your individuals, their strengths and weaknesses. And sometimes they overlap into different areas of the job. And that's what really makes this beautiful is the way that we can bring our strengths and weaknesses together and make this great, marvelous experience.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people don't realize in the terms of when we're saying a marvelous experience, we're talking about planning, coordination, photo, and video working seamlessly together with the other vendors. Because you shouldn't have to be wondering what's next. That's our job. And as the video guy who's making your film, I definitely got to know what's next because I got to get my lights guy set up. I got to know how to cinematically shoot it. So I got to work hand in hand with the coordinator. But, and
I would say as the coordinator, my job is to make sure just how like you want to make sure everything's seamless and you can get everything captured without having hiccups. I want to make sure the couple's having a seamless experience. So they shouldn't feel lots of dry areas throughout the day where they're like, what's happening? Or they're like having anxiety because they don't know what's coming next. They should just be having a really good day flowing from one event to another.
But be real. Most couples do not value the planning or the coordination.
No, and they realize it after when it's too late.
Yeah, so many couples come up to us afterwards and say, you know what, like this happened, this happened, this happened, and I'm just like, I'm sorry to hear that. Like I don't want to hear any of my couples or even, not my couples go through that because that was the motivation for us to start the business. So when you say that happened,
It's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking for us, especially when we know that you inquired with us and then you made the choice not to choose us or just not to have the service at all. It's heartbreaking.
and personally, we don't mind if you choose a different couple because like not every couple is for us, and we might not be for
Absolutely.
every couple,
Yeah.
but we just know deep down we want to serve you. We want to give you the best possible experience. And we just know as planning and coordination may not be valued, as your photo video team, we're in sync. We're going ahead and we're creating that shot list. So Cynthia will be that photo director because if she's not the coordinator and you see her there, a lot of people assume you're coordinating the event
Mm.
when actually you're just the photo director today. Because a lot, like I said, not much people want the coordination aspect and they don't see it. So
At that point, I'm just there to make sure the photos and the videos come out excellent. That's my job now.
but in de facto, she kind of does coordinate the event because
It happens whether I like it or not, whether I plan for it or not. Something happens to where I kind of have to step in and help the day flow. But hey, I mean, I love what I do, so I don't mind it, but I would like to get hired so I can do it properly.
yes, and that's my main thing is like I don't mind us doing it as photo directors, but let us do it properly as the event coordinator or the wedding coordinator because we're able to just account for different things and then we're able to make the video different. Like if you tell me you're having a dessert bar and this dessert bar is going to have these special things and you want to highlight this in the video, or your dad has a specific speech that he's going to say and you want that in the video, like I'm tuning my edit to that. So
I think what people don't know too is like the reps that you've done has all the experience that you have. It just gives you something different. I know how to coordinate and how to get you through different types of hiccups. I know things before they even happen because of how many reps I've put in. That's why I'm valuable.
yeah, the thing is like the skills that you have as a planner and coordinator does directly translate into our directing for the photos and videos. So while I'm concentrating on everything else, you're able to deliver that marvelous experience because essentially I'm marvelous and you're marvelous. I'm the moments. Yeah, I would say most people think you're more marvelous than me.
I think we're both equally marvelous. Everyone's equally marvelous, okay?
But did you always know you were good at the directing people aspect of it?
To be honest with you, I love talking to people. But before I got into this industry, I was actually an X-ray technician, and so my job is to go in there, make people move when they're super stiff, when they're in pain, and get the images I need. So
So in a way, it was photography in a way.
ironically, yes, I always knew I was good at directing people because that's what I used to do for a living.
And that's why when I get annoyed with her sometimes because I'm like, bro, you've done yearbook in high school. Like you've done and yearbook required her to do photography too. And she would
Mhm.
even ask her yearbook teacher, could she have a career in photography? So for her to become an X-ray tech and then still end up as a photographer in a way, it's just like,
Fun fact.
yeah, but like a lot of people don't understand what commonalities does directing have in common with wedding planning or wedding coordination.
So in essence, I'm just like I want to compare it to like another thing from my past, but chorus, and you have the leader that's kind of like directing all the girls of when they get to cute in and when they get to sing and like who goes next. And I f- is that the composer? That's not the composer. I'm totally blanking on what that's called. But basically,
The
it's the
conduct?
same.
No, not the, oh man.
You guys know, we'll figure it out. But basically, it's the same idea. So at a wedding, I am directing. I'm making sure that we get from one thing to another. I'm making sure nobody's confused, no one's lost. We're all moving in sync. And
Now
that's what it is.
explain it on the photo video side though. So at a wedding, of course, everybody understands what a coordinator does or theoretically supposed to do. But on the photo video side, what are you doing?
So when a couple or an individual, regardless, comes into a photo shoot, they don't automatically know what poses to do or what natural movements to do to get the right shots for you. So I'm just telling them things like, twirl your hair, turn around, dance with your partner, step back, walk forward, walk slower, be natural, sway your dress with the wind, look from side to side. Just giving you all those different scenarios so that you can get the perfect shot. Now, that's not something they would know to do naturally if they weren't getting told.
And just to like refine that, like when we go to a wedding, for example, like me and you will go to the bride's house, we'll send our team to the groom's house, and then you will go talk to the bride, make sure she's comfortable because obviously females will tend to get a little bit better than me being there.
Mhm.
So then I'll have you get her comfortable. You'll call me in, I'll get the shots, then we'll leave and meet up with our team at the venue after they've done their shots, the groom. But the thing that makes you different compared to in wedding coordination mode, in wedding photo directing mode, we have the shot list, you coordinated everything, then you go into photo directing mode. So there's like maybe 3 or 4 weddings where maybe I, I want to say there's been like 5 or 6 solid couples that hired us for all the services.
Mm.
And those couples we genuinely thank you for because you valued the marvelous experience and we love you for that because we were able to create such unique films. And I just remember like when we were working with, for example, with Brian and Deja, we were able to coordinate the ceremony, get her guest all the way over there, and then you were to check in with Deja. I met with you up at Deja. We got her interview bits. We did some photos of her before she walked out. Then I ran out there and I'm with Brian. Got Brian
So
walking down the
basically, you're
aisle.
just trying to say like when we get to do both parts of the job, we make sure the day runs smoothly, and on top of that, we make sure that during that day at the appropriate times, we get all the photo and video footage we need to make sure that you have everything to cover that day. So when you look back at your memory, it's a complete picture and there's not holes or gaps missing.
But it's not just that we have everything, it's that we thought about it a week before. We
Oh,
sat
yeah.
we
We
sat
made
down.
sure that there was time in place for everything because we've had the opposite experiences when either we weren't hired to do the job or something went wrong and we don't get those things. And then when we're sitting down to create this wedding video or when we're even editing the photos for the photo album, there's like, whoa, where's this whole portion of the event? It's not here. We don't have it. And it wasn't our fault. It was just because no one was protecting the piece of the day.
Protecting the timeline, protecting the flow. And that's why we notice like when we have the couples who choose the marvelous experience with us and we're able to enable all 4 services. For example, we'll have the engagement session. We'll use the engagement session, build it with the wedding, build it with the reception, and then you have something completely dynamic. We have interview bits, we have, footage from all these things that we can flow a story to based on what you guys say throughout the videos. So it's having that all playing together, it shows the commonality between us as the wedding photographer to the wedding coordinator. Now, I've been to so many weddings as a second shooter, photographer, videographer, even the content creator, and sometimes I'll just see the coordinator, and they're not fully in tuned with the event of the flow. They they seem as lost. They seem more lost than me as the photographer sometimes. So that's
Well, there's
why.
a lot going on in a day. So if it wasn't properly organized ahead of time, you could get lost, even as the coordinator.
And that's why I understand like having just a coordinator do just their job, it's a lot because how do you check up on all these vendors? Now, when your coordinator is also part of the photo video team, you got 2 major services taken out where not only do you have the photo video coverage, You have the coordinator looking out for you on your behalf. And the beauty about having Cynthia as the coordinator is that she's also watching out for any hiccups that are happening that will affect the photo video coverage. So, for example, if you guys are running 2 hours late and we're going to lose time during your wedding portrait session, like, she'll be able to account for that and be like, hey, we're going to lose this time. We have to either make it up somewhere else, schedule another day, have you guys come back out in your outfits and reshoot this, or we figure it out and do some other variation, but it might not be to the edit that we've created. But having the coordinator there, we're able to pivot. We're able to always adjust for any hiccups because, like we say, no wedding is perfect. There will be
No,
some
there's going to
hiccups.
be something. That's why we're there to make sure that everything goes well. So, what would you say is the hardest part about shooting completely by yourself? Like let's say that you didn't have a photo director and you were kind of out there on your own. What would be the hardest part of doing that by yourself?
The hardest part is the directing aspect because you get the camera settings, you'll get everything tuned, and then everybody's looking at you and they're like, okay, tell me how to look. How do I adjust my chin? Like, or how do I tilt my body? Some females want to be on the left side or the right side. So it's just like, it's a lot
You
to,
know what I've noticed too is like post processing when after the photo shoot is done, if you didn't have me there photo directing, because there are some times where like I'm not able to go and you are left on your own. When we're going back and we're choosing which photos are going to be edited, which by the way is part of my job too, which I didn't mention, but I get to decide what clips get left in, what clips go where, and what photos get edited and what photos get thrown out. And if there isn't a photo director in place, when I'm looking through those photos to decide which of the photos are the best to be edited, I'll look at it and I'll say, oh my gosh, this beautiful photo, but if only this one hair was pushed down, or the chin was tilted down, or the eyes were looking in the opposite direction. And those tiny details make or break the perfect photo. So here's the fun part of the podcast, always my favorite part. We're going to play a game, and the game is called Whose Job Is It? So I'm going to say a scenario, and then we're both going to point out whose job that is. If we disagree, we have a couple seconds to explain why we disagree. But if we agree, we just move on to the next one. You ready?
okay, cool, cool, cool.
Okay. So the first one is the bride doesn't know how to pose. That's me. The audio sounds terrible. Okay. The groom looks uncomfortable. Uh, Timeline is 30 minutes behind. I feel like it could be behind because of you too. Like if for some reason you had like a hiccup with your equipment or like you just needed like one of those stalling moments that we talked about earlier, it could be because of you.
Well, I always tell you, like, I know these guys didn't hire a coordinator, but Cynthia, please just go coordinate this thing. Find a way to, like, who has the mic? Tell them to go do something next.
I know, but that's not always as easy as it
I know,
sounds.
I know. They don't listen to you. They kind of like, sometimes they do listen to you because you're the photographer. So actually, you do kind of have that power, but sometimes they're just like, they don't understand the importance of it. And then we kind of miss a moment.
Yeah. Or like there's somebody else that's told is in charge, but they don't know what they're doing. So then it's like a power struggle where I'm trying to come help, but somebody else is in charge.
Yeah, awkward.
Okay. So the lighting looks bad. That's you. The couple wants a cinematic walking shot.
I would say that's you.
Me. Oh yeah, that's definitely me.
You got to
Okay.
make sure to figure out the timeline and get us there.
The bride's dress isn't sitting correctly.
That's still you.
Me.
Yeah, I'm not touching the bride.
The song doesn't fit the edit. I would say that's you.
Yeah, that's me. This song. Guys, when I pick a song for the video, it's like I'm creating the backbone. So when you tell me this song doesn't fit, I cry a little bit.
I think that to avoid that, if you absolutely love a song and you know it represents you and it represents your day, the first thing you should do when you talk to your photo videographer, you should be like, hey, this is the song that I want highlighted for everything. Like, or give them a few so that they have a couple options because I love when couples do that.
Yeah, a lot of couples, you should hit up your photo video man, even if it's not me. Like, let them know what kind of audio you want. Because sometimes I'll hear these audios and these video recaps, and I'm like, is that what the client want?
And then it doesn't flow as well.
Yeah, because I'm personally confused, and I'm like, maybe the client did want that. I don't know.
Okay. Music video or storyline isn't making sense.
I would actually say that's you.
Well, I would say it's you because you're supposed to take all the edited clips and make it make sense.
Yeah, I can make magic happen with anything.
Yeah.
But like I said, I want a coordinated.
Yeah, you want me to plan it ahead of time so we already have the storyline. Okay, so I guess it's kind of both of us. Um, Someone needs to make the bride laugh.
That's you.
Hey, I think that's the groom. I'm gonna tell him, make her laugh. Client says we don't know what to do with our hands. That's
Yeah,
me.
that's you. I'm not really talking to you guys. Like, I'm gonna use my camera, but if Cynthia's not available, then I'll talk. But she got you.
Couple wants something they've seen on Pinterest.
That's you.
Well, no, because
What
sometimes,
you're gonna do is you're gonna use the Pinterest. You're gonna go ahead and then pose them to that Pinterest idea, and then we're gonna create our own little flair. I'll then look at it and I'll be like, okay, this is where I need to stand, and
well,
boom.
that's why I say it's both of us because a lot of time with these fancy Pinterest photos that are like a reflective photo through a mirror or even through the water or like these really creative, cool things that you see nowadays, it has a lot to do with camera special effects. So even though like I'm going to go get them posed, I think the most important part of that is you getting it captured correctly. So I would say that one's you.
Yeah, but I still prefer my photo director to just know what to do.
Everyone's hungry and getting irritated.
That's the coordinator's job. Like,
How is that my job?
well, if they didn't hire you, so I don't know, feed your guest, and then I don't know, like feed your guests and tell them to smile. Like when I go to these events sometimes, and then people are shy on the camera, I'm like, guys, go get some drinks, go eat some food, and let's get on the dance floor.
Well,
What are
then
we
I guess it
doing?
does rounds right back to me because as the coordinator, I'm supposed to make sure there's enough time for that.
Well, if they don't hire you as the coordinator.
That's true. Well, guys, that's the
Oh
end
man.
of episode 20. So, bottom line is we don't expect the couple or the person that's hiring us to know how to pose themselves and direct. That's my job as photo director. And yep, that's the end of episode 20.
See you guys for episode 21.